Greetings, I'm Hal Weemhoff, one of the pastors at Clarkston United Methodist Church, and I'm grateful that I was invited to come here today to talk about adult education, which is the area that I work in. Our United Methodist understanding of the purpose of Christian education is that we invite people in communities of faith to be transformed. And they are transformed, we believe, as they're inspired and challenged to know and experience God through Jesus Christ and community, claim and live God's promises together, and grow and serve as Christian disciples. As I think about what Christian education is, there is one thought that comes to mind that's been in my head for well over 40 years. The purpose of the lesson, my old professor used to say, is not to learn the lesson. The purpose of the lesson is to carry the faith. And my experience has proven that that theory is true. You cannot argue with experience. At Clarkston United Methodist Church, our ministry focus, my ministry focus is adult education. And my area of concentration is those young people after high school through senior citizens. Young adults that I work with are those young people who are breaking free of their families. They're out of high school, they're off to college, they're doing new jobs or job training, or they're in the military. And they're looking for a place with their peers that will remain roots in their lives. A rock, a place where their lives can rely on those people who are always there for them. And so we work at being in touch with our youth, with emails, with phone calls, with care packages, with Christmas parties, remembering birthdays, and taking them on mission trips. These I call home points of permanence. Our young adults need to know that we're in touch with them and that we remember who they are, where they are, and that we love and care for them and are more than interested in their future. And we're there for them no matter what they do or what they ever say. To me, love means to care. It means to forgiveness. It means acceptance. It means belonging, and belonging means family. They're family to us, and we want them to always feel like family. Jesus' key teachings were two things. One, the great commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And the other is the Great Commission. Go and make disciples. And so together we work at loving God, loving each other, and making disciples for Jesus Christ, for the transformation of the world. So this year we had a Christmas party for our young adults. In a few weeks we'll be going to Henderson Settlement in Frakes, Kentucky to do a mission trip. It's one of the oldest mission sites in the United States. It's well over 100 years old. It's home of what we call the Appalachia Service Project, which is a Methodist creation, which was created by a guy named Glenn Tech Sample. He's somebody that for over 40 years now has been my reminder that one person's faith, one person's vision can truly make a difference in the world. This summer, hundreds of youth will go to Kentucky to continue Texas' legacy of ministering for a week at a time at their own expense to the people in Kentucky. The county in which we work, the average income is $11,000, way, way below the poverty level. Over the years, there have been literally thousands of churches and hundreds of thousands of youth who have gone to Kentucky in this area to minister to those people in need, to help them to have hope in both mind, body, and spirit. Another large ministry group at Clarkston is our young parents group who need support and they need encouragement. These are folks who are both working, in most cases, outside the home, both mom and dad. They're raising their children, and they're also caring for their adult parents. We call them the sandwich generation. They are doing both, caring for their children as well as caring for their parents. And so we try to minister to them in ways that help them to do those jobs and to also care for themselves. They have little time for themselves, and we try to provide quality time for them. We have many adult groups at Clarkston United Methodist Church doing service projects, both short-term and long-term. We've been going to Flint, as have so many others, working on the water crisis, and we've been going to Detroit working on the flood recovery with UMCOR, United Methodist Overseas Relief. And we have groups going this summer to Columbus, Ohio to work with home repairs. We believe strongly as United Methodists that God calls us to share with others when and where and how we can. The founder of Methodism, John Wesley, once said, "Do all the good you can by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can." And he didn't make that up. He got those thoughts, at least from Jesus, who said, "It really is more blessed to give than to receive." And we need to do unto others as we would want them to do unto us. One of my old professors, Craig Dykstra, used to say, in order to grow, we need teachers who show us around the world, hear what we have to say, and respond to that with compassion. But teaching does not grow in a vacuum. It grows in the rich soil of community that teaches us to be receptive, attentive, and responsive servants. Not just in our churches, to be sure, but throughout the world. Only by living in such a community, he says, can we experience what these things mean and learn the disciplines of discipleship, what it means to follow Jesus, really. The church as a whole provides the context for our growth as we live intentionally and consistently in a community that prays, worships, and serves together. And so we have educational opportunities of all types at Clarkston United Methodist Church for all kinds of folks at all hours of the day, from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. We have ongoing groups, we have short-term groups. We have, this fall, we had 2 courses, one on prayer. We called it Prayer 101 and Scripture 101. We had over 100 people show up. It just surprised us in many ways, but it was a good give and take. We invited them to come and say, let's learn together, and don't worry what you don't know. Let's worry about just being together and making time for each other to grow in our faith. And so it was very low key, and we're going to continue to do more and more courses like that in the future so that people feel comfortable and they're in an environment of learning that will help them to grow in their faith. Our focus isn't to tell, it's to listen, not preach. It's to grow, not to know, to experience, not to just learn information, and to serve together faithfully. Every week we have book groups, women's Bible studies, men's Bible studies, prayer groups, parent groups. We have preaching feedback groups to talk about the sermons and how they apply to your life and relate to our life. We need time together to do things that are meaningful, and we strive to do that week after week. So we have groups like fly fishing for people who love to fly fish, who desire to be in a group, who want friends to share their sport and their life with, who want to learn more so that they can experience the art of fly fishing and the spirituality that goes along with fly fishing. Time to meditate, time to refresh themselves, time to renew their spirits. We believe that the word spirit really means to take a breath. We all need to take a breath in this busy world. We're all doing more and it's taking more of our time every day. People are working longer hours, longer days, and so we need times where we can find ourselves and center ourselves and be alone with God so that we can do all those things that we feel obligated to do. We need to feel at one with God, at one with each other, at one with ourselves. And we need sacred places to do that. Fly fishing provides that for over 30 people at Clarkston United Methodist Church. It's networking, helping to be together, to have fun, and to learn what it means to live a healthy, whole life. We go together to serve, too. It's not just fun for us, but it is, we have times where we go and do service projects with Trout Unlimited, with Anglers of the Asabo, and with the Clinton River Watershed. They all have river cleanup days, and we participate in all of them. Somebody has given me this little chart that I want to share with you. 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week, 8,760 hours in a year, and it's a challenge. I will serve once a month doing something. That's a challenge that we have for our congregation and for all the staff. Psalm 25 really says it best for me. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth. For you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all day long. Lastly, let me end with a quote from Professor Chuck Foster, one of my teachers, who always said that faithfulness to the central commitments and values of the community through which we understand and express our corporate identity is what matters. And our church's motto, I think, is a great one: connecting people to people and people to God. If you're looking for a place to grow, if you're looking for a place to be connected, I invite you to come and share with us at Clarkston United Methodist Church. May God truly bless you. Good day.